Om. Just a few technical things we need to make sure that everything is perfect. So yeah, please be seated and please mute your phone. We have అనివార్య కారణాల వల్ల రాజీ గారు రాలేకపోయారు. Everyone silent and make sure that you can get the message from him and how to get the moksha jnana the organizer. Hello, is okay now? Oh, okay, good, okay. So good morning everyone. Okay, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Daaji గారి పార్వతభూములకు నా నమస్కారాలు. నా పేరు సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం వారణాసి. I'm the spiritual committee chair for the 23rd TANA National Conference here in Pennsylvania, a center of Philadelphia. So for some technical reasons, so Daaji ji may not be here, but he's going to be available and giving online session for us. Okay. So please be seated and and mute your phones and more. They will organize of this Heartfulness organization. They will talk about more about Daaji ji and what Daaji ji is going to tell us through this. Let me invite Krishna Linga garu to talk more about this.
Garu, thank you, Andy. Ravi garu, thank you. Thank you,
Daaji, for being with us. Namaskaram. I know. I heard. Well, still you're. We're all. Thank you. Daaji, today. Krishna, can you keep the mic close? Can you please keep your mic closer?
Okay.
Okay.
Can you
hear me better? Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. So, Daaji, we are here at TANA Convention Hall, Spiritual Committee Ballroom, where we have a session for our own Heartfulness season, which we planned to explain about our spiritual anatomy book. And now today we had hoped to expect Chandra Bose Garu, who is actually a lyric and songwriter who actually won the Oscar Award for Natu Natu song from RRR movie. But we were all hoping to see him, but unfortunately he's not here yet. So we have Erraballi Dayakar Rao Garu coming in next 5 minutes or so. He's on the way. And here we have ATA President Madhu Bomineni Garu. And we have a TANA Spiritual Committee Chairman Subbu Varanasi Garu, who spoke earlier. And we also have another TANA spiritual committee member, Ravi Varanasi garu, here with us, and several of us here who are first time here to hear from you and also to experience the meditation.
So where do we begin? How would you like me to start?
We have a few questions from Madhu Bomineni garu, who is current ATA president. She can guide you or however you would like, Daaji.
That will be great. So I'm very thankful to TANA Spiritual Committee, headed by the chairman, Subbu Varanasi garu, and also ATA president, Madhu Bomineni garu, and Ravi Varanasi garu. Thank you. Thank you for conducting this whole session. I'll be very happy to explain to you whatever questions you may have. I'll try my best, anything spiritually related. I think it will give me a lot of joy to understand your queries, your questions, so that it will also give me some more insight into myself and into spirituality. So let's begin, Madhu garu. If you have questions, we begin with questions and then we'll walk you through meditation and then see if later on if audience has any questions.
Thank you, Daaji.
Thank you, Madhu garu.
I'm honored to be here with you today, along with many of the ATA leadership. Our Honorable Minister, Erabali Rao garu, and then TANA leadership also here, and then all of you visiting at the Telugu community, visiting the convention in Philadelphia. So happy to be here, and then it's our pleasure to welcome everyone here to this Heartfulness discourse, this session with Daaji. Thank you. Before we start, Daaji, would you like to say a few words, or do you want me to ask you some of the questions that I have? How would you want me to proceed?
Well, I would just put it very briefly, very briefly, that the spiritual path is always an experiential path. It has no place for dogmas and belief systems. One can believe in Almighty God, but all your life you'll remain believing without experiencing, then the life is wasted. So someone who is practicing religious approach through religious approaches, these are all dogmatic. Religions have always been keeping us busy fighting, philosophizing logically. Spiritual pathway, I think when we embark on it, it's all about experiences. And experiences are always greater, much greater than mere belief or knowledge. So with that in mind, please keep this in mind and we can proceed now.
Well, I have learned that your message to TANA members, you have talked about two concepts. And our viewers are hoping you will enlighten them more on these topics. One of them is you mentioned that if we meditate with pranahuti, human transformation is possible. Could you please elaborate more on this for us?
Definitely. So for that, first we have to understand what this pranahuti is all about and what dhyana is all about. Dhyana is to transcend the mind itself. Traditionally speaking, in a normal human being's understanding is based on the dictionary definitions. Oxford Dictionary would define meditation as focusing your mind on one idea or one thought. But in reality, dhyana is all about transcending the mind itself, transcending the very function of thinking. So we have to correct ourselves and say, now, how do I proceed? Though I may start with a thought, but how do I transcend the thought itself? That's number one. Number two, pranahuti is defined in Sanskrit as pranasya pranaha. What does that mean? Annasya anna. Anna kosha or Annamaya kosha is fed, nourished only through well-balanced nutrition. How are we going to nourish the soul itself? The Manomaya kosha, Vigyanmaya kosha, all these koshas can be enriched with knowledge and contemplative efforts. You may meditate, but without the seed of spirituality growing out of it. And how can you grow a mere seed that you have planted without water? Pranasya pranaha works as a nourishing water, nourishment to that very spiritual seed that envelopes the soul with the grace of gurus. Now, when we see the side-by growth of this spiritual seed and becoming a giant thing within in the form of consciousness, then one begins to appreciate how a person has changed. For example, your old belief system or the conditioning that so and so is like that, or such and such a community is like that, or gods are like this. All this conditioning, once they dissolve, then you are able to see from a fresh perspective. It's like when you wear goggles or when you have glasses, and when those glasses are dirty with layers and layers of dirt and filth, you can't see things. Likewise, the light, the knowledge, everything, the feelings, intuition, all that emanates from our soul. If the soul is clouded with this conditioning, dirt, complexities, and impurities, what we call vikshepas, they can be easily removed through this pranahuti, through this transmission. So transmission serves two purposes. One is to clean the complexities and impurities that we go on collecting. And second is to nourish the spiritual seed that we receive. Because we have all the means. We can enrich our body, we can enrich our mind, we can fulfill our heart. But what about nourishing the soul? And that is pranasya pranaha. Pranasya pranaha, the flow pranahuti, is all about nourishing the soul itself.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The other question is, in Hindu tradition, we talk and known about 7 chakras and Sahasradal Kamal. But in your talks, you mentioned 16 chakras and said we actually can travel through chakras, these chakras to reach higher points. How to know the existence of these chakras and their relevance in our life?
Okay. When you meditate, you come to experience all these things. There are actually not just 16 chakras, there are much more actually. There are so many of them. But these are 16. According to Buddha tradition, they have also so many. Hindu tradition talks about 7 chakras. What happens generally when one reaches the Sahasradal Kamal, SDK, which is here, and how to locate it? Suppose when you have this tip of your ears, and when you draw a circle here, it will be a half circle. Exactly in the middle, that is Sahasradal Kamal Chakra, SDK. When you put 2 fingers this way, there is another chakra. Another 2 fingers this way is the 9th chakra that I call it. And it is all about cultivating, developing humility. When you have drawn it here up to here, and that is SDK, and come back this way with 2 fingers, 11th, and then further 2, that is Brahmarandra. So there are chakras beyond, and there is a reference to Brahmarandra also in almost all literature. Brahmarandra is, where our elders, especially grandparents, I had seen, they would keep choti. What do you call that in Telugu? Pilaka. See? And that particular position, exactly that's what exactly this Brahmarandra is. And it is through this Brahmarandra, the soul departs. If the soul has attained the state of liberation, it will depart from Brahmarandra. Otherwise, it will depart from, anywhere, any orifice, either eyes, nose, mouth, or, yeah. You can defecate also at that moment of death. So there are 7 basic chakras, no doubt. But when you further go deeper into yourself, heart, for example, heart chakra or Hridaya chakra, it is made up of Panchbhutas. And all these Panchbhutas chakras are dominated on 2 or 4 fingers below the left nipple, 4 fingers below the right nipple, 4 above, 4 below. So like that, you can measure it and experience also. I can give you an example, that 4th chakra or the 7th chakra here. What happens there? There, when we meditate and arrive at that chakra in a very natural way, through the help of this pranahuti, you will feel a lot of darkness within. And the quality that you will be able to witness yourself will be a quality of immense courage arising in your heart. Likewise, when you are on this fire chakra or Agni chakra, which is 4 fingers above the left nipple, when we experience that chakra and as it unfolds through this pranahuti, you feel immense compassion, immense love in your heart. Right? And when this chakra itself is compromised, you become angry. You begin to dislike people, things of that nature. So how do you identify the quality of chakra? Our abhyasis or the people who have been meditating over years, we can correlate all this data. That when you are on this particular chakra, you feel this color, you feel this quality. You can feel that when that chakra is not opened up, you feel exactly opposite qualities, because whole life is all about dvandvas. Where there is peace, there is restlessness also. So that's why we have this yo-yo kind of a thing in life. Sometimes you feel good, sometimes you feel bad, sometimes you like, sometimes you dislike. So all these chakras can be felt and you can individually measure it also. My upcoming book on spiritual anatomy can at least knowledge-wise help you through. But as I was saying earlier, that it is experience that we are after. More than attaining knowledge. Knowledge you can get from books. It's okay. But a true yogi must crave for experiencing. And having experience, is it enough? I always say that, you see, when you are in the company of a rich person and you spend time for 3 months, a good vacation and good food and, free time. And when you come back home, then you say, oh, I wish I was as rich. Isn't it? You describe all the luxuries with your friends. Oh, my friend, it's so great. He made so much of money. You experienced richness, rich hospitality of your friend. But in the heart of your heart, you think, I wish I was rich. Likewise, through meditation, we do experience many things. But this experience is like visiting your rich friend. Time must come when I say, instead of experiencing divine thing, I must become divine myself. What happens generally, most sannyasis or most people who are trading on yogic path, and when they arrive at SDK, Sahasradal Kamal, the most beautiful quality, at the same time, a deadly quality. suicidal quality at SDK is that of Sat Chit Anand. Why I say that this is deadly and suicidal? Because for a yogi, he must continue to progress. He must go on moving. He should not be trapped, honey trap. Honey trap is a bad thing. Anandam, when it traps your journey, that means you are stuck. You are not going beyond the seventh chakra. So most of the yogis, they remain bereft of the next chakra because they are those caught up in that honey trap.
Daaji, we have Erraballi Dayakar Rao Garu here. He will say a few words.
Namaskar, sir. Namaskaram.
Yesterday when he heard that you are going to be here in this talk, he said, I am coming. He just gave a big bear hugging a brother. And whenever he feels like a brother is part of our family here, and he was so happy to come here. And he has been visited Daaji several times. Daaji visited his hometown, and he wanted to share.
Ravalli garu, namaskaram.
సార్ నమస్కారం దాజీ గారు.
బాగున్నారా సార్?
మీ ఆశీర్వాదం.
ఆశీర్వాదం.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
వెరీ హ్యాపీ టు సీ యూ సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. మీరు ఇక్కడికి మాట్లాడుతున్నారని తెలుసుతోటే మన వాళ్ళు ఎప్పుడుతోటే రావడం జరిగింది.
As soon as he heard that you are talking, he came for that one. That's what he phone.
సరే, చాలా మందికి దాజీ గారి గురించి మీకు కొంతమందికి తెలుసు, కొంతమంది తెలియదు. చాలా దాజీ గారు అంటే ప్రసిద్ధిగాంచిన ఒక సోషల్ వర్కర్. భగవంతుడు ఏ రూపంలో ఉంటాడో మనకు తెలియదు, కానీ ఇసుంటి రూపకాలలో మనకు సేవ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు భగవంతుడి రూపకంలో. ఇండైరెక్ట్ గా నేను దాజీ గారిని చాలా సందర్భాలు రామచంద్ర మిషన్ గారి దగ్గరికి పోవటం జరిగింది. వారు చేసే సేవలు, వాళ్ళని స్ఫూర్తి తీసుకొని మా ప్రభుత్వం కూడా కొన్ని కార్యక్రమాలు కూడా చేయటం జరుగుతున్నది. కేసీఆర్ గారు కూడా వారిని పదే పదే కలిసి అభినందించడం కూడా జరిగింది, మా ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు కూడా వారి సేవలను. ఎందుకంటే వారి సూచనలు సలహాలు కూడా మేము చాలా మటుకు చేసినాం, ఇంకా చేస్తున్నాం. చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఫీల్ అయ్యారు. రెండోది అందరం కలిసి
some of you may know Daaji, some of you may not know Daaji, but I have met Daaji a few times, and he's very generous, and he's serving the humanity through his services, through meditation, with his wisdom for the people of Telugu states and also for Telangana, for which the Telangana government is indebted to Daaji, and our Chief Minister KCR is also very fond of him, and he met Daaji several times, and we offer support to beloved Daaji.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. రెండవది ఏంటంటే, మీకు కూడా అందరికి కూడా తెలిసి ఉండవలసింది ఏంటంటే, తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వం ఎందుకో అనుకోకుండా వారి గైడ్లైన్స్ అన్నీ నడిచినాయి. ప్రతి విలేజ్లో పార్క్ ఉండాలని వారు కోరుకుంటారు. మేము చేశాం, ఇదివరకు లేకుండే. ప్రతి ఊళ్ళే నర్సరీ ఉండాలని, చెట్లు, పూల చెట్లు, పండ్ల చెట్లు, అది మేము చేశాం. ప్రతి విలేజ్ పరిశుభ్రంగా ఉండాలి, వాటర్ ఉండాలి, వాటర్ ఇంకుడు గుంతలు ఉండాలి. అంటే వారి ప్రణాళిక, ఆ విలేజ్ ఎట్లా ఉండాలి, రూపురేఖలు, చెట్లు పెంచాలి, ఎసుంటి చెట్లు పెట్టాలి అనేది వాళ్ళన్నీ నాకు చాలా సూచనలు కూడా ఇచ్చారు. నేను పంచాయతీరాజ్ మినిస్టర్. నేను వీరి కాకముందే మా సీఎం గారు చాలా విషయాలు వీరు చెప్పిన ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసిన, ఇప్పుడు ఇంకా కొంత చదువుకొని ఇంకా చాలా బాగా చేస్తున్నాం. వారిని విధానాలు నచ్చి కూడా మేము కూడా మా సర్పంచ్లకు, మా ఎంప్లాయీస్కు అందరు కూడా వారి దగ్గరనే కోచింగ్ కూడా ఇవ్వటం జరుగుతున్నది. ఏది ఏమైనా వారిని ఇవాళ రాత్రే నేను బయట అసలు మా వాళ్ళు అందరు కలిసి ఇవాళ ఉండాలంటే వారిని దాజి గారిని కలిసిపోదామని ఉద్దేశంతో నేను రావటం జరిగింది. నేను మా ఎర్రవెల్లి వంశస్థులంతా కలిసి ఒక ల్యాండ్ ఉన్నది, ఒక గుట్ట మీద 250 ఎకరాలు నేను ఆ రామచంద్ర మిషన్కి వారికి మా రామ్మోహన్ రావు గారి అధ్యక్షతన డొనేట్ కూడా చేయటం కూడా జరిగింది. అది అక్కడ పెద్దది కట్టిస్తున్నాం. ఓ గుట్ట మీద 250 ఎకరాలు, అది చాలా అద్భుతంగా వారు తయారు చేస్తారనే ఉద్దేశంతో వారికే మేము ఇవ్వటం కూడా జరిగింది. చాలా సంతోషాన్ని ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినందుకు నేను ప్రత్యేకంగా వారిని కృతజ్ఞతలు, ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తున్నా. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Our Telangana government, by knowing or unknowingly, is also in line with the beloved Daaji's vision of having a park and a greenery at every village. Even before I met Daaji, we have taken this to every village. And after I met Daaji, I have learned a lot from him, and we are trying very hard to implement and make his vision a reality in each and every village in Telangana. And thank you for this opportunity. I am supposed to leave last night, and when I heard that this program with Daaji is there, I postponed my travel, and I'm happy to be here with Daaji.
Nandri sir,
And-
Nandri.
And in our village, our Errabelli family, together, we have donated 250 acres to Sri Ramchandra Mission recently. And Daaji is going to do wonders in those land. And we are very happy that we are part of this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Our topic was on meditation, etc. And Aravalli Garu has somehow have instigated this idea of greening villages. I would like to mention this to all the audiences here and those who have the heart. I'm sure everybody has a heart, but everyone they choose where to spend the heart's energy. I like to share something that we are here not only to provide spirituality, but also how we can improve environment, how we can increase the intuitive capacity of our children in villages and also in the cities, how we can improve the economical level of every villager. And hear me out. If you feel like being part of this program, you're most welcome. If you cannot, but you find someone who can really contribute towards it and cooperate, it will be wonderful. If you have a calculator, open your calculator and see what I'm trying to say. If we can plant in each village just 10 acres, because every village has some land which is assigned for go bhumi or for a freehand land. Every village has 10 acres. If you can grow only 400 trees of sandalwood or red sanders, just 400 in 1 acre. So that will become 4,010 acres. Each tree will bring you 5 lakhs rupees at the end of 15th year. So 5 lakhs times 4,000 trees, it is 200 crores in 15 years. Even the rich doctor there who is sitting with you there cannot make 200 crores in 15 years. Keep counting. This money can be distributed to all the families in the village. Heartfulness will help drive this program. We want nothing from this. I can write this on a piece of paper and say we have nothing to do with it. We will help plant, we will help them nourish for 3 years. And later on, all the villagers will come as one unit to protect these plants, because the number one problem with the sandalwood and red sanders is the theft. People love to steal this. So when all village members, all village families are looking after it, securing it, I think we can do wonders. And I think we have more than 50,000 villages in Telangana itself. By the way, I like to make one remark that since TANA has combined with ATA, to me, it's a dream come true. You know why? Because people love to divide states and divide people. And this sort of efforts of coming together, it brings unity. And we united, we stand, you grow. And once you divide, you lose. I'm very much against the division of Telangana and Andhra, but what to do? Politicians did their job. United, we grow. Once ATA is there and TANA is pushing you in another direction, it's a disaster. Anyway, let's go back to meditation. I'm sorry to incite this problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
వారు ఒక చిన్న పిలిపిస్తే ఆ రామచంద్ర మిషన్ చుట్టూ డోర్లు అన్ని మొత్తం చేశాను నేనే వారి రాజీ గారి ఒక పిలిపిస్తే వారు ఏది చేసి చెప్పినా చేసేందుకు తెలంగాణ ప్రభుత్వం సిద్ధంగా ఉన్నదని కూడా ఈ సందర్భంగా తెలియజేస్తున్నా. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Daaji, Telangana government is happy to do whatever is needed to make your vision a reality. And as a Panchayat Raj minister, he
Very good.
he feels is necessary around our ashram in Kanha and
And the Heartfulness team here.
Thank you, Dr. Garu.
Thanking and expressing our appreciation and gratitude for Mr.
Very nice.
Daaji, if you permit us, we would like to meditate with you.
Thank you. We can begin. You can. All right, let's begin it. Let's start with relaxation and then move into meditation. Okay, everyone, please feel comfortable and relax and sit down, please. You don't need to remove your shoes. You can keep them on. Gently, very gently and softly, keep your eyes closed. Imagine that the healing energy from Mother Earth is emanating and entering your feet. And as it moves upward, it helps you feel relaxed. Permit this energy to move into your heels and your lower legs. Help them relax. Now your calf muscles and your knees and thighs. Permit this energy to move upward in your hip area and lower back. Help them relax. Now your upper back. Allow this energy from Mother Earth to move in front, your stomach area, your abdominal area, and your chest area. Feel the relaxation there. Now your shoulders. Feel the relaxation there. Feel your shoulders almost melting away and becoming lighter and lighter. Allow this energy from Mother Earth to descend in your arms, upper arms, your elbow, your lower arms, including your hands. All the way to the tip of your fingers. Now pay attention to your neck muscles. Let this energy move into your jaws. Drop your jaw if you have to loosen it. Feel the lightness there. Allow this energy to move through entire face, including your chin, your lips, your nose, your eyelids, and eyebrows, your earlobes, your forehead, at top of your head. Now you can scan the whole system from top to toe. If any area is still stressed, you can help it relax. Now pay attention towards the heart. And imagine that source of divine light is already present in my heart. This source of divine light in my heart is attracting my attention towards itself. And with this, you'll be able to feel the transmission or pranahuti. With this pranahuti, we will be able to dive deeper into meditation. If any thoughts do arise, it's natural. Let's not fight with the thoughts. At that time, just remind that the moment I am meditating on the presence of source of divine light in my heart. So with this idea, I will continue meditating for a few minutes, at the end of which I'll say that's all. So let's continue. That's all. Bas kijiye. How do you say in Telugu? Ek chalu.
Thank you, Daaji.
Thank you. बहुत धन्यवादम to everybody. Andukini namaskaram. Unless you all have anyone has any question, I'll be happy to answer. And those who like to continue meditating with a proper trainer, you can give your phone numbers, Krishna Garu or Madhava Garu or Uma Mullapudi, Dr. Ravi Mullapudi. There's so many across throughout United States. We have trainers, so all the information you can get from Brother Krishna Garu and Madhava Garu, who are in front of you.
Anyone has any question? Sorry, Daaji, go ahead.
I was especially overjoyed to see our Minister Garu, Eravalli Garu. I'm so happy to see him today. And their support has been enormous to our organization, and we are ever grateful, very grateful to the entire government machinery of Telangana. Now we take up some questions. No questions.
Questions from anyone? Daaji, there is a question from the audience. Why do you need a trainer?
What did you study anyway? You become engineer or you become doctor, or what did you study? You're sending your children.
He's a teacher. He's a teacher, master.
So why do I need a teacher in the school? Why do I need you? Your need is paramount, isn't it? You can train people better. You can educate people what to do, what not to do. Educate them. And spiritual education, as I was sharing before, like you can nourish your physical body. You know the means. You eat well, have nourishing food. Mentally, people like yourself, the teachers, they nourish our minds. Our parents nourish our minds. We discuss things, we read literature, holy as well as whatever is available. But how are we going to nourish the inner spirit, the values? And that can come through a proper trainer. Trainer helps us travel through various chakras. He can help us see from the heights that they have attained, because they have seen the path, they have traveled the path of spirituality, and it becomes easier for them to share that knowledge. Without that, you'll be lost. So what I'm trying to say is, even for simple little things, we need a guide, we need teachers. These are pound a dozen. But to find a spiritual teacher, spiritual trainer is extremely difficult. And all these trainers that we have across the globe, they're all volunteers and they serve you with all their hearts. They don't expect anything in return, not even thanks and not even your money. Because the principle on which this heartfulness was founded was very simple, that Brahma Vidya cannot be sold. You cannot sell a seat for $50 and $100 and $1,000. No. Brahma Vidya, if you can purchase, how much would you pay? And if you could pay, why would you need Brahma Vidya? So trainers are necessary, but they should be selfless trainers. Moment you bring a selfish trainer for personal gain, run away. Don't accept such a person. Okay. You're
Daaji,
frozen.
We have a new guest, Sitaka, Telangana, MLA from Telangana. Sitaka is here.
Namaskaram ji, namaskaram. Namaskaram.
Thank
Thank you.
Anyone has any other question? Come.
Please come forward.
So is all the spiritual process to connect to the inner guru?
That is true. The real guru is God and who dwells within yourself. That is correct.
And yeah, the layer of Maya.
Daaji, the question is, does Maya has layers or is it one layer?
There are multiple layers, many layers related to Panchabhutas. Each one forms its own dimension. So Panchabhutas reflects in the Mayas, and Panchabhutas also reflects not only in Mayas, but also with Ahankaras and also with Anandams. So there are layers and dimensions of all these Mayas, egos, and also Anandam.
Thank you. I have one more question. Um, like, is spiritual path like steps where you find different gurus for your progress, or is it only one guru who will take you from the beginning to the end?
You tell me the answer.
I wish I knew. I don't know.
Can you ride on two horses?
No. No.
You have the
Not
answer.
at the same time.
You have the answer. You need only one person. If that person is good enough, be happy. You cannot have 10 gurus and say, someone will take me. So this is all about absolute Shraddha. If you don't have Shraddha in one, then 10 will not help. You must choose one in whom you have total faith, and that makes that person your guru. Does that person attract your attention? Does that person convince your heart that he can help me attain at least the levels of peace and at least moksha? Because there is much more beyond moksha. So you have to test if this is a right guru or not. And having tested that guru at least 3 times, then you decide that this is right or wrong. And then invest all your energies once you have decided that this is the right person for me.
How
You
do
must-
we test a guru? Like, how should we like approach to see if he's the right one?
Okay. Number 1, you will always find extreme peace, and you will feel in his association that you are with him at home. When that person is wrong, your heart will not agree. your heart will beat heavier. Your heart will say, no, not here, let's get out of this place. That's another sign. Whenever you feel blissful, joyful, at peace, and you feel lighter, that's the right person for you. And second thing, moment this money transaction comes, that I teach you this, and for that, so much of money. Another kriya I teach you, or this kriya and that kriya, and for every kriya they teach you, they charge money. Run away from such gurus. And if a guru says, I will do tapasya for you, run away from that also. It's like, people do homam and do japam and asks Purohit that they will do it for you. It doesn't work in spirituality. It is not like that. It is like cheating God. In marriages, they recite mantras and all that thing. You don't even know what they are reciting and you get married. It's like, if I give you the worst example, somebody gets married and sends his wife with his best friend, go have honeymoon with my wife. It's not to be done, see. You can't say that somebody will do puja for me on my behalf and express my love to God. You can't express your devotion to God through purohits. You have to do it yourself. So if a guru says, I will do it for you, run away.
Vanam Daaji. My mom became an abhyasi when I was in a womb. Most of my childhood we spent in doing all the volunteer works and all. There is gathering at Kanha, so there is going to overcome that.
How to overcome the guilty of not being near an ashram in India where she was used to and serving while she is here 6 years in the US.
No God can remove the guilt. Because cause of the guilt is yourself. I wish I could have done that. I wish when so-and-so was alive, I could have pressed my mother's feet. I could have served my mother. And after she is dead, you naturally will feel guilty. So when we miss out that I could have done this and I did not do it, it's your personal responsibility. Right? And no one can remove it. You have to work on it. It can be removed only when you cry your heart out and say, my God, please forgive me. Only through the tears you can dissolve, you can wash away the guilt. You should pray at bedtime to God and say, God, please forgive me for this. Next time I will not repeat it.
Thank you, Daaji. One final question, Daaji, from Madhu Bomineni garu.
If you permit me, I have, one more. In life, everyone works hard to have success or gain prosperity. While our efforts may be the same, the results are different. Why is that?
Okay. You're expecting the same results for everyone. Even in chemistry, you see, when compound A or chemical A is mixed with chemical B, and you're expecting a combination called A and B. But here, Each person, each chemical is different. And when they combine their efforts, the results are bound to be different. There are many factors playing out. Suppose I do something. I started a pharmacy business. My friends also started a pharmacy business, right? And there are many of my friends at the same year in the same city, New York City, we all started business almost at the same time. And success, as you say, was different for all of them. Because there are many factors. You know, in business, they say success of a business is on location. There are three things, they say: location, location, location. That is the success of business in the physical address. In spirituality, when you talk of the same efforts that you meditate for 1 hour, your son also meditates for 1 hour, your daughter also meditates for 1 hour, your husband meditates for 1 hour, your mother meditates for 1 hour, but the results will be different. You know what makes a different result? Your attitude, your bhakti from inside. Your son might say, oh, I have to meditate. What the hell is going on? I have to meditate with my mother. Oh my God. They may meditate, but cursing from inside. And what sort of results do you expect then? So attitude matters, location matters in the physical realm with the business world. So many factors are playing out here. It's not just one factor that makes you decide the outcome. There's so many factors. Thank you.
Thank you, Daaji.
Thanks.
Thank you, Daaji. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
You have a question? Daaji, one question.
Okay.
Pranam Daaji, actually I'm a new Abhyasi and I started meditating like 2 months ago, and I've also started reading your book, The Way of the Heartfulness, the Heartfulness Way. And there's an idea that you discuss in there, which is the object of focus while you meditate. And you've discussed ideas like you can't, if you focus on limited things, the effect will be limited, like while you meditate. And in general in life, if you have the object of focus which is limited, then it won't fulfill you, it won't satiate you. So I just had a question, like while you meditate, we are focusing on the heart. And isn't that like a limited idea? Like you talk about focusing on something greater, which is like the ocean, and it will sort of fulfill you and like take you to higher levels. So just the question that is heart, why do you focus on the heart? Why not?
We are not meditating on the heart. We are meditating, we are imagining the presence of the source of divine light. You see, when you read Gita and when Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, when Arjuna asks, how to, I have been so fortunate that you have shown me this Vishwarup Darshan. I'm so grateful. But what about the people after us? In the future, how can they experience your presence? The Lord says to Arjuna in a very simple way, Hridayame Pashyasi, meaning, feel myself in your heart. We are not trying to see, we are trying to feel the presence of the Lord in the heart. Feelings can be limitless depending upon your own attitude. See? Secondly, he also says that I am present in every heart. So that's why we meditate, hoping that we'll be able to experience Lord's presence in the heart. We are not meditating on the heart, we are meditating on the presence. And we are meditating with an idea that, Lord, I don't even know you, but I like to feel your presence. in the essence. You see, Hindu tradition is a very beautiful system. We begin with akar, which is limited, and we move on to nirakar, which is limitless. We begin with a thought, which is limited, and we end up going beyond feelings, which are unlimited. So though we begin with akar and thoughts, we end up into limitlessness. Somewhere we have to begin. If you could begin with limitlessness in the beginning itself, then you don't need to meditate. You get it? Okay, thank you. It's a beautiful question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskaram, bhai. Huh? Oi.
Namaskaram, Master. My
Ma-
Tirupati.
Yes, I remember.
Tirupati. Namaste. మాస్టర్ నేను ఎక్కువ కనహా వస్తుంటాను మీ దగ్గర నేను నాకు సర్వింగ్ లో ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంటాను మాస్టర్. నేను ఒకసారి మా చిన్న బాబు ఇక్కడ పిహెచ్డి చేశాడు మాస్టర్ గారు. చెప్తాను. మా అబ్బాయి పిహెచ్డి చేశాడు, కానీ నేను దీంట్లో మెడిటేషన్ లో చేర్పించాను, కానీ నేను చేయలేనేమో, నేను ఇంతేనేమో అని 2009 నుంచి అమెరికా నుంచి కమ్బ్యాక్ హైదరాబాద్ జాబ్ చేయలేకుంటున్నారు. అది క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చి ఆ అబ్బాయికి ఎలా చెయ్యాలి, మెడిటేషన్ చేయాలా, ఎలా చేస్తే?
Master, a general question. Our son is unable to meditate and she would like guidance.
Go to a preceptor, the trainer, they will guide you.
Okay. So Master, TANA Spiritual Committee would like to give you a vote of thanks on behalf of TANA leadership.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaskaram, Daaji garu. Thank you for delivering a one very, very useful speech to our TANA guests here at the TANA 23rd National Conference. And we are so blessed to have this kind of speech from you. We would be happy, if you were here physically and we would have been taking blessings from you. But we are very unfortunate in that aspect. But we are very fortunate to listen to your words about the kind of meditation that the ultimate goal for the Brahma Jnana for everyone. Thank you very much. On behalf of TANA Spiritual Committee, my sincere respects to you and my padabhimanam to you from here. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Varanasi garu, I am at a loss for not being there, because I was promised that I'll get $10 million from TANA and ATA. See, I lost so much.
Definitely in the next conference, Daaji ji. So hope if they may ask me to do the spiritual chairship again, then definitely I will invite you, and personally, I would ready to receive you for that.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So we advance
Dhanyavad.
credit. We give you credit now for next year.
I'll try to influence.
Thank you, thank you. Very nice, sir. And please come to Kanha whenever you get chance. Whenever you visit India, this is the best place in the world. At the global level, this is a place worth visiting. Most welcome, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daaji. Good night.